Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm currently today is, what day is it today? Today is Tuesday, November, oh goodness. Tuesday, November 12th. It is kind of late in the evening, because I'm not a morning person. As you can see, I am on the final square of this current diamond painting. This is my puppy paw, and I figured I'll do a WIP and chat, work on the final section, and share it with you guys. Okay, so let's see. Today was not a very good day for me. Like yesterday, I didn't do a video yesterday. I don't think. Oh, I might have. Oh, I think I did an update. I did a very quick little video showing the progress of how far I had gotten at that point in time on this particular canvas. Yeah. Yesterday my cat started acting strange. He has decided that he will only drink water from the bathtub tap while it's running, which is not a good thing when you live in a fifth wheel, because I cannot leave the tap running because it would fill the tank really quickly. And due to limited space, for me to leave my bathroom door open for him to be able to have easy access in and out, it blocks the doorway leading to the bedroom. Yesterday I did have it open for him to be able to come and go, and he spent most of the day sleeping in the bathroom because, well, with the door was blocking the way access to the bedroom, so he couldn't go and lay down in the bedroom. So yeah, so he was sleeping in the bathroom. There is a little shelf that it's just a board that sits over, that covers like half the bathtub, the back half of the bathtub, and it's got a curve on it. So people a lot lighter than me could actually sit on it while showering if they so chose. But I always take it out and just I leave it. I have it in the bathtub, like propped up. So it's like a shelf in the bathtub. Well, he lays on that when he's in there. But I went and I moved his water dish into there, so. And then I've got the shower head set so that he can. I can turn the shower head on briefly to pour water into his water dish whenever he pesters me for fresh water. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's just a phase or something, because I really can't afford to take him to the vet right now. Yeah, I can't afford expensive medical procedures, and I'll have to talk to my dad and see about getting him to help me if it comes to needing to take him to the vet. I'll get my dad to help me with that. So yeah, he's the same thing today. I'm also a little bummed out because I haven't heard from my friend, my special friend who comes to visit me every couple of weeks. He said he was unable to come last week because of having to work all week. And he hasn't answered back about coming to visit this week. So I'm just hoping things are okay between the two of us. Yeah, so we'll see. In the meantime, I'm still waiting patiently for my package to arrive in the mail. There's still no news from the U.S. Postal Service about it. And I know there are strikes going on here and there in the States. There's been no news, no updates about my package for like a week. So yeah, it's just, I'm still getting the same notification that oh goodness, I can't remember what it's called, but can't remember the phrasing, but basically there's been no new information. So in the meantime, I want to get this finished. Once this is finished, I'm going to work on my evil baby, and I'll take my time with that, because then once my package finally arrives, then I'll set it aside and get started on the one that I there is one in there in the that's I got to get it done and get it back shipped back, because so that they can get it framed, because it's a Christmas present for their vet, for the vet or the vet clinic or whatever, where my friend takes her dogs. Well, not just her dogs, but yeah. So I'm hoping that it arrives soon. Because I get paid in just over a week, and I'm really hoping to be shipping this one and that one when I get paid. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. If I don't get that diamond painting completed until after payday, well then I guess it'll be getting shipped after payday. But yeah, the sooner the better. Oh, good, there is another C. There we go. Yeah, so then and then hopefully the Postal Service won't dilly-dally about getting the package back to Colorado. So we'll see how things go. So yeah, I'm a little bummed out. So yeah, my depression was a bit on the high side. I didn't really want to get out of bed today, so I stayed in bed and I slept most of the day away. But I was up early enough this evening, to watch Mushy from Dark and Creeping Diamond Painting on her date night with Sundown. And watched her, well, kind of watched, but also I was working on this while I was watching. That's why I say kind of watched. I was also conversing in chat. watching her live stream helped put me in a better mood. Well, helped get me into a better mood. Because it wasn't just the live stream, it was the live stream plus chatting with everybody and joking around. Yeah. Yeah. I love watching her videos. Yeah, and then after I was done watching her live stream, I watched a replay of a live stream of somebody else who was live streaming at the same time. Not a diamond painter, it was someone else, totally unrelated to diamond painting. Yeah, it's to do with legal cases, and this one YouTube channel that I'm kind of addicted to. I've been watching the YouTube channel for several years, and the stuff that they're going through right now is ridiculous with stalkers in court, and now they're selling their property down in Florida. 70+ acres of property. Yeah. And they haven't even had the property for very long, just like 4 years, 3-4 years, something like that. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, let me think here. So I was hoping in my last video, like I mentioned in my last video, that in my last WIP and chat, that I asked for suggestions for ideas of things to talk about, because I want to talk about other things, not just talk about myself, because, well, talking about myself it tends to get pretty depressing because of all the negative things that have happened in my life. That just, I want to talk about happier things, positive things. But I need ideas of things to talk about. I could talk about the books that I'm reading. I did that before, a while back. I'm still not reading all that much, but I am reading this one book. Reading more and more of it. It's a really, really long book, and it's online. I can only read it online for free, completely for free. And it's called My Vampire System. And I first learned about it from an advertisement. And I thought it looked really cool, so I decided to give it a try, and yeah, I'm kind of hooked, even though the grammar is atrocious. Atrocious. It is, oh, terrible. I hate the grammar. But I just skim through it. Like the grammar part, I skim through it as much as I can. The story I really like, But yeah, oh my god, it is atrocious. But yeah, basically it's about this, for those who don't know, it's about this teenage boy who, it takes place in a world where there are people that have special abilities. And before it's discovered that people have these special abilities, all of a sudden Earth is attacked by a race of beings called the Dalki. And the Dalki are very, very powerful creatures. And so the world ends up in a war against these beings. And after a certain amount of time, they agree to a ceasefire. And then it's revealed around the time, shortly before the ceasefire, it's revealed that there are people that have special abilities. And during the ceasefire, they start up, the military start up these schools to train and enhance people's abilities, and you can learn abilities from books and or from family members that already have these abilities. But everyone, when they turn, I think it's 16, whether they have an ability or not, they go to military school. And the main character is this kid, this guy named Quinn. And he lived alone. Like, the beginning of the book, the beginning of the story, he lives alone. He's going to school. He doesn't have an ability. And so he's picked on and teased at school all the time because of that. When his parents, they went, he lost both of his parents in the war against the Dalki. And he received a book when they passed away. He received this book that he was unable to open. The night before he is to leave to go to military school, he's trying to open this book because he wants to see if it's an ability book. But of course he can't open it, and then he's like trying to pry it open with a knife or something like that, and he cuts himself and drips blood onto the book, which ends up opening the book, and the next thing he knows, he wakes up and the book is gone. And then he ends up with a voice in his head, and it turns out the book, he kind of like absorbed the book. Yeah, weird. But it's kind of like a video game, a virtual reality role-playing game type book, where now all of a sudden he's got a voice in his head and he can see things that like virtual reality. Other people can't see what he sees or hear this voice, but it gives him quests to level up. And so he starts doing these quests and leveling up, and he gets stronger and faster, and he learns that he's now become a vampire because of this book. And he, at military school, he ends up with some friends um, and just all kinds of adventures. He starts going through all of these adventures and challenges. He has challenges to overcome with his friends. He ends up with this one guy becomes insists on becoming his friend, and and his name is Vorden. It's like Gordon but with a V, and not really spelled the same. But anyways, who becomes his roommate, and it turns out that Vorden comes from a special family that each person, they're able to have like one special ability. Well, the family that Vorden comes from, they have the capability of using more than one ability, but it's like they borrow an ability from someone. Well, it turns out that Vorden is goodness, I don't know how to explain it in like, he comes from this family. They're called the Blade family because the last name is Blade, and Vorden is actually and all members of the Blade family, they are actually all offspring of this one man who would go out and impregnate a bunch of women. They'd give birth, and then he would take the infants back to his home island and raise them as his grandchildren, and had other people that would help with raising them. And so they were actually all siblings, all like half brothers, half sisters. Well, Vorden was actually one of three. There was Vorden and Ratten and Syl. And at one point in time, there was this one guy that worked on the island that really cared about these three brothers. And he had the ability of transferring souls, basically. He basically ended up transferring the souls of both Vorden and Ratten into Syl's body. And so they could actually take turns in controlling Syl's body. Syl actually had, on his own, he actually had the ability to hold and use 6 different abilities, and like super strong. And but when he had Vorden and Ratten in his body, he could only use 3 abilities. Same with the other 2; they could only do 3 as well. Something to do with it's long story. But so anyways, so there was that person, Vorden. He was in control the majority of the time because Ratten had a temper, and liked to fight, and he only really liked to come out when there was a reason to fight. And Syl, he had become very emotionally broken, so he was very emotionally fragile, so it was Vorden that was out most of the time. Then there was another character called Peter, who also did not have an ability, and he got bullied terribly by other boys at the school. And then there's some other characters as well. But it's like I said, it's a really long book. It's like it just continues on, one chapter after another, and I'm like chapter like 1600 and something, I believe. So yeah, really long book. But anyways, they all get stronger and more powerful, and war breaks out again against the with the Dalki, and then it's revealed that there are vampires, that vampires really do exist, and they actually used to have a settlement on Earth, but then they relocated the entire settlement to another planet in another system, and yeah, it just balloons, and yeah, I'm quite far into the story, and I believe, yeah, there's more than 2,000 chapters. That's all I remember, because I actually went and I went ahead and looked to see just how many chapters there were, and there's like 2,000 something. It's like, okay. So it's taking me a long time to read it. Because like I said, I can only read it online. And so yeah, I've been reading that book the most. I've also been, every so often, like I'll binge watch something. Right now I'm binge watching, like I'll watch several episodes of the original Night Court TV series on my laptop, or on my phone. I've been binge watching the show Ghosts on this one app, through this one app. Unfortunately, I just started season 3, and season 3 is all mixed up. It doesn't have the complete season of season 3. It's only got 9 episodes, and it's like it's the last 9. It seems like it's the last 9 episodes of the season, because all of a sudden, yeah, there's stuff happening, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because I missed. There's talk of an engagement party, yet nobody, like there was a marriage proposal in one of the episodes that's not on the app, because they on the very first episode of season 3 on the app, it's like previously on Ghosts, and it shows a clip of a marriage proposal, and then there's also the progress of a relationship between two of the ghosts and a few other things. And it's like, yeah, no, none that all must have happened in the first half of season 3. That's not included on this app, which really sucks, because it's like, I really, really want to see these episodes, because I really like the show. It's funny, it's cute, and yeah. But I'm still gonna watch. But eventually, someday, I wouldn't mind seeing the other episodes that are not on this app. Yeah, and there's a lot of other shows that I want to see, and several movies, but still gotta watch all of the, and then delete all this stuff, like all the movies and TV shows. Well, it's mostly TV shows now, because the only movies that I need to watch that I previously downloaded there's the last 3 Paranormal Activity movies. When I tried to binge watch all of the Paranormal Activity movies, but at the time I thought there was only 5, and then I started I watched 1, 2, and 3, and then I started watching the one that I thought was number 4. And it's like, oh, well, it turns out, no, it's actually number 5, and then it's like, oh, okay, so so I'm missing number 4, so I had to find number 4 and download it, and by that time I got distracted by something else to watch, which has a tendency of happening at times. So, yeah, now I gotta watch those. One of these days I'll watch them. And then get rid of them. And in the meantime, I've got shows that I gotta finish binge watching. But I want to finish Night Court, the original Night Court, and then watch the sequel, the remake with Judge Harry Stone's daughter. I like the fact that they brought Dan Fielding back, you know, the sleazy attorney. I haven't watched any of the episodes. I just know that they brought him back because I saw a clip of the series, and it's like, oh wow, they brought the show back. I gotta watch that. But first, I'm gonna watch the original because I like the original. Yeah. So yeah, I've been watching the original. And I believe I'm on season 5. Yeah, it really sucks that I'm not able to download shows anymore like I used to. The program that I used to use doesn't, it stopped working for me, and I don't know, I'm not tech savvy enough to figure out how to get it to start working again, so I uninstalled, I got rid of it. I uninstalled it from my laptop. And now it's just, I'm using this app that my special friend told me about and watching stuff on there. And yeah, I'm keeping a written record of all of the TV shows and movies that I want to watch in hopes that one day I'll actually get a chance to watch them. And let me check. Are you? Oh goodness, I'm so not in view. Yeah. Oh, let me move this speaker over to there. There. Now let me see. Yeah, I'm in view. You can, I know most of your view is of the diamond painting itself. Except for like the very center where the puppy's face is, where I got my stuff. But yeah. So yeah. Oh, and I know I've got a whole bunch of DVDs to watch to decide whether I'm going to keep them or get rid of them. The majority of them I'm going to get rid of because, well, they're the kinds of movies I'm fine with just watching them once. If they pique my interest enough to one day watch them again, yeah, then I'll keep them. And I keep forgetting to ask my dad about borrowing the boxed set of Mrs. Brown's Boys. That is a British comedy show that is hilarious. Or at least I find it to be hilarious. There are certain British shows that I really, really like Mrs. Brown's Boys. And Are You Being Served? And I know not too long ago people have been raving about Bridgerton. I still haven't gotten around to watching it and seeing if I'll like the show or not. But it is on my to watch list. So one of these days. But I like binge watching shows. Especially shows that I don't really have to watch the screen very much, because then I can focus on my diamond painting while I'm watching. And like Mrs. Brown's Boys, unfortunately, yeah, you gotta watch the screen because of certain things that end up happening on the show. Like there's a Christmas episode, or yeah, there's a Christmas episode where Mrs. Brown has this new Christmas tree, and it's like like an electric Christmas tree that requires a remote, and she gets stuck in the tree. That one you gotta watch because it's funny. It is hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, Mrs. Brown's Boys. The main character, Mrs. Brown, is played by a man, a British man, he is hilarious as Mrs. Brown. And the things that Mrs. Brown, she's got her best friend is not very smart. But Mrs. Brown, she had like, I think it's five kids, 4 sons and a daughter. The daughter is single and always dating, like going from one boyfriend to another. Like she dates a guy for a little while and then it's like, oh well, it's not working out, so then she breaks up with them, and she finds herself a new boyfriend after a while, and yeah, so she's going through the dating thing. Mrs. Brown, her father-in-law lives with her, and everybody knows him as Granddad. He spends most of his time sleeping in his chair in the living room. Her youngest son has a friend who is very well known by the police. Yeah. For petty crimes. Yeah. Nothing too serious, but just petty crimes. Her youngest son, he's like a street advertiser for businesses. Dresses up in costume and advertises for certain businesses. And some of the outfits, some of the costumes that he has to wear are just downright ridiculous. And his friend does that work sometimes too. Yeah, and then she's got another son who's a priest. And then she's got a gay son who's dating a guy who's who's a master chef or something like that. And then I believe the oldest son, might be the oldest son, but she's got a son that's married with a boy of his own. I think the youngest boy is also married. Yeah, the youngest boy is also married. But it's just different things happen and hilarity ensues. Yeah. It's super funny. It's super funny. Yeah, super funny, hilarious show. There's let's see, what else do I like watching? Well, when I was little, my dad used to let us stay up late to watch Doctor Who, the original Doctor Who. And then after Doctor Who, was a half-hour show called Red Dwarf, which is also a British show. And loved that show too, Red Dwarf. I know they were still coming out with new episodes of Red Dwarf not too long ago. There was like a long hiatus for the show, for the show, and then they just started making new episodes again, if memory serves me correctly. But it's about this guy, the main character. He worked on this. He was a crew member on a ship out in space, and he had smuggled his pet cat onto the ship, and it turned out that his pet cat was pregnant. And he did something. He did something that got him into a lot of trouble. Because they were all really far out in space, for him to like go to court and like go to jail and all this stuff, because what he did was apparently a court-martialable offense. So he was cryogenically frozen, and he was only supposed to be frozen until they got back to Earth. Things happened. The ship never ended up getting back to Earth. Thousands of years later, he somehow ends up thawing. He ends up getting freed from cryogenic freezing, and he's the only living human on the ship. The rest of the crew passed away in one form or another. His cat, his cats, the kittens, the offspring of his cat, gradually evolved, and there is like a human cat on the ship now, just apparently just the one. They end up with an android, with a robot guy, and then there's a holographic person of this guy that was actually his roommate. Yeah. And then of course there's the ship's artificial intelligence, and all kinds of crazy things happen on the show. Yeah. In outer space, way off in the future. Yeah, all kinds of really weird things happen. Yeah, I used to love watching that show with my dad. After watching Doctor Who. Let me think what else. For those of you who don't know, but know about Sesame Street, the show Sesame Street, when I was growing, it's been around for a very long time. When I was growing up, for those of you down in the States who don't know this, there's actually a Canadian version of Sesame Street where they would actually teach you a little bit of French on the show. And yeah, used to watch both the Canadian and American versions of the show, and learned how to speak French through the Canadian version. Just a little bit of French, but I don't remember that. My dad told me, "Oh yeah, you guys used to speak French because of learning it from watching Sesame Street." And it's like, "Oh, really? Okay, cool. That means it should be super easy to relearn it in high school, because in high school in my hometown, they taught French. I don't know if they still do, or if they teach something else, but yeah, taught French in high school. I took French in grade 8, but I didn't continue it because I was not that great at it. I was more interested in playing I was more interested in band I wanted to be in band, but I think I was in band in grade 8. I played the trumpet in elementary school in grade 6 and 7, and I wanted to keep playing the trumpet in high school in grade 8. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue because all the band classes in my grade were full. So, yes, and then I forgot how to play the trumpet and forgot how to read the sheet music for the trumpet, and eventually it was just no point in trying. I just didn't want to. My interest went elsewhere. So yeah, my trumpet just ended up sitting in its case for a number of years, and I eventually sold it. Yeah, so yeah, I sold it for $50. I think it was $50. I know I could have gotten more. For it, but I think I only sold it for $50 because it didn't have the mouthpiece. Yeah. Yeah, the mouthpiece was just, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I sold it for like $50, something like that, because I needed the money, didn't need the trumpet, because I was never going to play the trumpet ever again, and my kids were not in my life and at the time, and yeah, there was nobody in my life that was ever going to need to play the trumpet, so I got rid of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never talked about what happened with my ex-husband. I really can't remember if I ever talked about what happened with my ex-husband. He because well, it's a sensitive subject, but legal-wise, it's a sensitive subject, legal-wise. But I'm sure if you Googled his name, did a little bit of research, you'd be able to find out everything. But he was arrested and went to prison. And that was one of the biggest reasons why my 2 younger children have not been in my life for a number of years now. It's a contributing factor as to why they're not in my life. Yeah, he was arrested for inappropriate material on a computer, on a laptop that he used to own, and he thought he had wiped all of the pictures from his laptop, but apparently he didn't. And they were discovered, and the laptop went to the police station, and the police investigated. It took them the better part of 2 years to investigate, but they finally arrested him. They picked him up, they arrested him, he went to jail, and then they released him on bond. Well, they don't think there was a bond. Yeah, so they arrested him. While they had him detained, they searched his place, and then they released him. while they were going through all of the stuff that they had seized from his place. And then, yeah, 2 days later they picked him back up, and based on the evidence that they had found. And they stuck him in prison, and he was in prison until he was released several years later. So yeah, he appeared basically, yeah, he appeared in court via Zoom because he was in prison in a different city than where court was held. And it's a good thing too. He got a total of 10 years consecutive in prison for 2 different charges. One was for possession of specific material. The other charge was making specific material with our daughter. Yeah. Our daughter, who apparently at the time that he made these videos was in his care, and she was 2. Yeah, I know, you're like, oh my god, he should be burned at the stake, wood chipper time, all that kind of stuff. Yes, I know. I've heard it for years from other people. But yeah, so he admitted his guilt, he went to prison, he did the whole spiel in prison, he served his time, and he's been free for a few years now. And I don't know where he's living, or any of that stuff, but I'm pretty sure where he's living, there will never be any little kids around, ever. But yeah, it was really hard for me going through that while he was in court, and I was trying to get clean from a certain illicit substance at that particular point in time as well. Another reason why I lost my kids. But they were adopted by my cousin and his wife, and they both have really good, well-paying jobs in another city on Vancouver Island. And so they were both well raised, well taken care of, and yeah, they're both teenagers now. But yeah, as far as I know, they're still doing really, really good. I have not had any contact with them for over 10 years, and that is because of my ex-husband and the ministry. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the ministry, they really ruined my life. They really screwed my life up with going behind my back and then lying to my face about stuff, and it's just, I just don't have the energy to fight them or deal with all of that stuff. And also because the statute of limitations has expired, so I'm just focusing on me, myself, my life, trying to get more positivity into my life, which is a struggle because I live alone, and it's depressing living alone. One of the few things that helps me cope with my depression is this channel, as well as all my YouTube friends, the other diamond painting channels, and the lovely ladies from those diamond painting channels. I gotta stop procrastinating and learn how to add their links to my channel so that I can share the love and all that wonderful stuff. I have been participating in live streams, which has been lots of fun. That's something that I'm going to be looking into doing on my own. Not just on my own, but like host some live streams and have the lovely ladies join in. Of course, they have said that apparently on StreamYard, with the free version of StreamYard, you get up to 20 hours for free of live streaming. So I'll have to check it out and see if that's the case for Canada as well on StreamYard. I hope it is. Because, yeah, that's something that's fun and exciting and new and and enjoyable. And I know a lot of you out there really like watching the live streams, because I know I do. I really like watching live streams, and I watch a lot of live streams. Quite often it's replays of live streams. Let's see, are there any V's? VB, yes, there's V's. Over here. Oh my goodness. I'm really hoping that package arrives this week. Watch it show up on Friday. Show up on Friday. Oh God. Well, if it showed up on Friday, I would have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'd have 5 days of working on that diamond painting. And it's a fair-sized diamond painting, too. But I get paid on Wednesday, on the 20th. But okay, let me see here. Okay. But I go to the town next door the next day, on Thursday, with my dad. And so when I go with my dad on Thursday to the town next door, I'll just stop at the post office and ship it. Okay, here it is. It is from Diamond Art Club, and it is called I Am Light by JoJo's Art. It is a round, and it is 31 inches by 22 inches, or 79 centimeters by 56 centimeters. And the skew is DAC-1713R-AB. I hope that means it's got ABs included in it. I don't know. I'm actually going to save that image. Yeah. So I will include that information in the description for anybody that might be interested. It is a really nice, pretty picture. Yeah, let's see here. No, gallery. Yeah, and it is a lot of black, and yeah. Anyways, I any of you that are interested in, oh, you know what? I'm gonna look it up because I have the Diamond Art Club app on this phone. Right? Yes? No? No. Darn it! It's on my other phone. Anyways, Diamond Art Club. Go to their website. And I am love. Right? Is that it? Of course it's discontinued. Or it doesn't even exist on here. Yeah, nope. I really want to get some of these Christopher Lavelles. But they're so expensive. Everything on Diamond Art Club is expensive. Especially for me. Because for me, if I remember correctly, oh, free shipping on orders $105 Canadian plus. Oh. Hey, that works. Because then I could go and I could, aw, love your inner child. That is so cute. So I could go and get, aw, Randall Spangler. I want to get some of his. The Love Potion, that's cute. This. Queen of Wands. Aww. Yeah, I know. There we go. There's a Randall Spangler for $119. Putting on the Ritz. So this one would just cost me the $119. Yeah, congrats. You earned free shipping. Ships fast from Texas, USA. Yeah, nice. But of course, that would require me saving up enough money to be able to afford to get from Diamond Art Club, which means no ordering anything on Temu for 2 months. Because if you remember correctly, I order from Temu. I budget myself $50 a month. But I'm pretty sure I can manage to go without ordering for 2 months. Yep. But it also depends on if there's tax. Anybody who's ordered for, well, I know quite a few of you have ordered, or actually I don't know. Anybody who has ordered from Diamond Art Club, please comment below. Leave a comment as to are there taxes? So like if I order that diamond painting for $119, will it be exactly $119, or will there be tax included? Because if there's tax included, then I would probably have to not buy anything for 3 months to be able to afford the tax, to be able to afford it. Or I would just order it with my GST. My GST in January. I could do that. Yeah. There we go. Once every 3 months, when I get my GST, that's what I'll do. I'll order a diamond painting from one of these companies, like Diamond Art Club or Rokari or Raven Diamond Art. But then the question is, which company first? And I can't just flip a coin because there's 3 companies right there that I want to order from. But I know Diamond Art Club has lots of really, really nice canvases that I would love to be able to get. But I want to focus mainly on Randall Spengler. And I'm thinking about the Christopher Lavelle as well. Definitely thinking about Christopher Lavelle as well. Because yeah, I googled Christopher Lavelle's artwork, and oh yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would definitely get that artwork. My biggest concern, of course, is I live in a fifth wheel. Where would I store it? Because I can't exactly hang it up on the walls. But I can look into getting a book to hold the artwork in. And I can store the book under my bed, in the storage compartment underneath my bed. That's what I can do. Yeah, there we go. Thinking out loud helps. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I do still want to periodically buy some diamond paintings locally from the hobby shop. And well, there's 2 different stores in the town next door. The Zodiac, astrological, astrology, the Zodiacs. Yeah, 2 different Zodiacs. One is the partial from Diamond Dots, and the other one is like a full drill from Jacques Roux. I want to get them both. And maybe eventually some other artwork from Jacques Roux as well. We'll see. Because they're really nice, pretty. And they're really popular with the ladies that work in the store that sells them. And, yeah. X, yeah, there's a few X's. So I definitely have plans, aspirations, things I want to do in the future. Yep. Okay, I missed a G here, so I'm gonna do the G. There we go. And I missed a Q here, so grab the Q. There. Alright, and now I'm on to the letter Z. And today, yesterday, and the day before, I've been binge watching my own videos on my Kindle tablet. I just selected my binge all playlist, and then I just have it playing. And yeah, it's finally on my WIP and Chat Puppy Paw that I did 2 days ago. This one. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes. I could have been much further along on this, or I could have been finished this already. But I have done a little bit of procrastinating. The day before, I had borrowed. I'm borrowing my bonus mom's paper trimmer, and I showed in a previous video this big binder that I've got full of labels that I printed out a number of years ago now. And well, I pulled out I worked on this for a while, and then I put this aside and ended up using the paper trimmer, and my goodness, that thing, she needs to look into getting a new paper trimmer, because that thing was a nightmare to use. It needs a new blade, and it sticks. The runner sticks so badly in places. And I even cleaned the groove where the blade goes, and oh yeah, it was still really hard to use, but I did manage to get a bunch of stuff cut and trimmed up, and I've got a bunch of stickers made using my sticker maker and all of that lovely stuff. So now I can do some labels on my spice jars, and I just found the letter J. I missed a J. Excuse me, in this pink here. So, let me see here. Yeah, there's a triangle there, and that's it for the triangles. The